Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and inspire joy. Be empowered to balance your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community. I'm your host, Dr. If Joy, and I'm here to help you transform life's challenges into opportunities for joy. Let's begin the journey together. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 156. Vacation burnout is real because guess what? Parenting doesn't take PTO. So, my friends, check on your friends who decide to bring their children on vacation because we are not okay. No, we are not okay. And I never even thought vacation burnout was a thing. Like I thought vacation is over here with the joy and the happiness and the self-care, and that burnout is over here with the stress and the depression. I never thought they could cross. What is vacation burnout? I mean, people talk about all the time, you need a vacation from the vacation, but that's because you're like so tired and you've been doing a lot of fun things. And then you just need a vacation after to relax. But after this vacation, I actually need a vacation from the kids. So last episode, I was talking about how excited I was to pre-record that episode because we were going to, on our way to drive 11 hours to Miami with our kids. I have a 3, 5, and 14-year-old. It's the family reunion cruise, 4 nights and 5 days. Super excited. Yay, traveling with the kids. Because it seems that my husband and I are a little bit addicted to cruises now. And this is our 5th cruise total. Our first cruise was 2 years ago, and we just like fell in love after that. And then we decided to book the family reunion cruise like a year ago. This has been planned a whole year ago. But then after booking that, we were like, oh, look how cheap this cruise is if only the 2 of us go Labor Day weekend. So then we booked that cruise in September. And then we're like, oh, this is so amazing. It was 3 nights, Utopia of the Seas. We're like, let's do another one and take the kids. So we took the kids in November. And you know what? I don't remember much vacation burnout, but I do remember the kids working my nerves and doing the whiny thing a lot. I want to go to the pool. I want to go to that. And I remember looking like, you were so excited about this 77 days ago because we counted down. They were 77 days and kept counting it down. How are you acting like this right now? This is the cruise. You were so excited. So I do recall looking back, there was probably some vacation burnout. So that was November. And then because of the vacation burnout and the parenting burnout, that's when my husband and I booked the next cruise without the kids. So the 9-day Greek cruise. So I'm seeing a pattern here where we book a cruise just the 2 of us. Then we're like, oh no, let's take the kids. Then we book one with the kids. And then we're like, oh, we need one by ourselves. So then we book another cruise. But then after the cruise, the Greek cruise, we had already had this one in June already planned. Remember, this one was planned a year ago. So then we didn't have to book one at the end of the Greek cruise. We had this one. And that was like only 45 days in between. So we're like, yay, you're going to be happy. Let's drive 11 hours. You know, it's always nice to save money and not buy 5 flights, right? So let's drive 11 hours. So anyhow, vacation burnout, right? What is that? That's exhaustion. It's irritability. Clearly, burnout in general is because of lack of rest. And so we kind of set ourselves up for failure driving 11 hours. Who drove first? I drove first. I drove maybe 4 or 5 hours. I think I drove like almost halfway, and then he drove the rest. But like that just set us up for failure. We had the whole day, like a full day, because the next day was going to be when we got on the cruise. But even then we're like, let's do something fun. So we went on the Paradox Museum in Miami. So that wasn't like a full rest day. And then, oh yeah, and Colombia's playing. Let's go watch the World Cup. So I did that at night because we have a 14-year-old. Yay, 14-year-old can watch the kids at night now. Woohoo. So we did go out. So, you know, but that's vacation. That's vacation. Let's not sleep. And let's have fun. And I have nothing against that. But when you throw the parenting in on that, like it's easy to like go have fun and be on lack of sleep, but you're having fun. But if you're going to have fun and have lack of sleep, but then there's the parenting in another zip code and it's all inclusive stress all of a sudden. I'm like, I thought this was all inclusive food. Where's this all inclusive stress coming from? Then it's that extra layer of, oh, I'm not having fun. I'm like this servant to you, making sure you, as my child, as my children, have all the fun. But it's just, all the things. It's the expectation that it's supposed to be fun and that it's supposed to be this perfect vacation, and then it's not. And then it's all about worrying about, well, what they should wear. And you get these cute little outfits, but they don't want to wear. I don't want to wear that. And then it's just like, look at the ocean. Why aren't you excited? So all of that put together. So I actually was supposed to have another topic for today, but I was just like, look, I have vacation burnout and I want to talk about it because it's real. And no, vacations aren't always perfect. My last one, perfect. Husband and I get along amazing. But it's like you put in that parenting piece, I have to say parenting stress is one of our major marital stresses. I've said that before. So it's just like, oh my goodness. But yeah, that vacation burnout is obviously exhaustion that happens when the demands of the travel, the planning, the caregiving, and disrupted routines just outweigh the restorative benefits of the actual trip. You don't have your routine. I work out every day. I'm always doing something active. I have my self-care routine. I mean, it's almost like you need a self-care routine that's specific to a vacation. But of course, vacation is unpredictable. You don't know when you're going to be able to get it in. And, I did make sure I got in some good working out beforehand so that I didn't really felt like I needed it. So from a workout, I need to maintain my health perspective. I didn't need it from that perspective, but I still needed some type of self-care, whether that was like me time, maybe some extra sleep, or something where I was doing something for myself. But of course, when I'm taking the kids on a trip, my husband and I are taking kids, it's like everything is just squeezed out and everything's for them. And you're like this servant all of a sudden for what the kids want to do as opposed to yourself. So you end up returning more tired than you were when you left. That's a vacation. And of course, that's a vacation when you take the kids. You're feeling emotionally drained. You're feeling irritable. And of course, there's difficulty returning back to work. But my thing is, the way I know that I have vacation burnout is that I am happy to return to work. I never been happy to return to work. Who's happy to return to work? I mean, I got homesick. No, not homesick. After the last trip, I got vacation sick. I wanted to return to the vacation. This time it's like, well, I want a new vacation. We all know what FTK stands for. I'm a double boarded adult and child adolescent psychiatrist. I'm not going to be on this podcast telling you what FTK stands for, but if you know what that means, rock on, because I think every burnout parent understands why you need an FTK vacation. So anyway, enough about that. And then, vacation burnout is also feeling guilty for not feeling grateful enough. Yeah, because you're just like all stressed out and expecting things to be perfect. But I think the gratefulness and the gratitude, just spoiler alert to what's to come, is that you really need to have that in order to have this little glimmer of joy and glimmer of peace and glimmer of mental reset when you're dealing with all the things that kids have to offer on vacation. You can be grateful for the trip and exhausted by it at the same time. And that's what I had to tell myself on this trip when the kids are just like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And we always ate at the main dining room, which is like, I mean, it's fancy, right? But I especially see why a 5-year-old will call it fancy. And so we ate there every night because let's get real. We're not going to be at the exclusive restaurants that you pay extra for because, again, we're taking our kids here. We did that when it's just me and my husband. But when the kids are here, we're going to the main dining. So then I call him my bougie son. Or when I'm talking to my sister or my friends, I say, yo, bougie nephew. But it's kind of cute because he's bougie because I created that, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I mean, when hood parents are raising cul-de-sac kids, you end up raising bougie kids. you want to give them what you couldn't have. I mean, thank you, Mom. We did travel a lot. So I really don't include myself. I don't think I was hood. I did grow up in Detroit. But my point is that I really do feel like I'm trying to give them a life way more than what I did experience. I did experience a good life, good childhood, but I'm giving them way more. So anyway, my bougie child talking about, I don't want to eat in the fancy restaurant again. I'm like, excuse me? Oh, you getting bored of the fancy restaurant? Or he just walks around the cruise like, oh, this looks similar to the other cruise. And we did have an aqua suite on the last cruise that we took them on. And, it was just beautiful, wrap around balcony. And you can literally look down and see the aqua show in the Utopia of the Seas. So it's like every night we come back and we see a whole show. We don't even have to go down there and sit with the people. I'm gonna say peasants. If I say that, it's a joke. Literally, I don't look down on people. But it's just funny to say that. But anyhow, where is my trying to charge my computer here? Okay. So so then I tell him this past cruise, we're gonna go on, we're gonna watch a show because they said it's the orchestra. It's gonna be playing Earth, Wind, and Fire and Stevie Wonder. He's like, oh, we're gonna see a show. Well, he's excited. He's an artist. He calls himself an artist right now. So he's just like, yeah, let's see a show. So it turns out it's not a show like with acrobats. Obviously, I knew that, but I thought it would be in a theater. But it was a show like just in the main foyer, the main hallway where everyone gathers, and they're just like right there playing music. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. It's not what I expected, but it's cool. My 5-year-old's like, wait, is this the show? I'm like, yeah, it's the show. He starts to stomp his feet. I don't want this show. I'm like, sorry, son. Not everything is an aqua show. I look back and I laugh because it is funny. It really is. But you have to laugh at your misery. But it's just like in the moment when he's just throwing a fit and literally stumping, that the music that is playing is not what he expected. He expected a full-on show with acrobats. It's just like, bro, how many other 5-year-olds are on a cruise like this and you are? That's when you just take a deep breath because you just have to. And I did post a reel because I'm just like, look, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to experience joy despite your grumpiness. And hey, you can still have fun and be exhausted because you have fun. But some of these moments, I was exhausted because they were draining me. So anyhow, I hope you understand what vacation burnout is. That's what it is, and it is real. We don't talk about that. We post all the colorful, amazing pictures, but we're not posting the sad pictures or maybe some tears or some exhaustion or sweats or arguments that happen. Let's be real. That happens on vacation, just like it happens in other times. But I know for my vacations, those things happen when I bring the kids. But yes, this is why you need trips with just you also, but with your spouse. People say all the time, well, why don't you take the kids? Well, you need marital care just like you need self-care. And I mean, that's just it. I mean, it really is difficult to connect with your spouse when you're too busy trying to referee the kids. Like there was a moment where we took some pictures. They have cameras, photographers taking pictures. And they said, look at your husband. And I looked at him. I was like, I feel like I haven't looked at you all day. I've been chasing down these kids. It's like you don't get to connect with your spouse because you're too busy running around the kids. Or you say, okay, it's Father's Day weekend, husband. Why don't you go do that by yourself? And then I'll take on the kids, service to all mankind. And I'll, be with the kids at the pool for 3 hours straight, which I was actually fine with that because they're happy. I'm happy. He's happy because he's over there doing his thing. But then guess what? We're not together. We're not connecting. So that's another thing about bringing the kids on vacation and not really being able to relax. But yeah, it takes a lot of mental resetting, a lot of gratitude to be able to say, oh, I'm grateful to be able to take these kids. They're going to remember this one day. And hopefully I can instill some gratitude in them and some appreciativeness to them as well. So why family vacations can feel like more work than anything? I mean, there's the beforehand, right? There's that mental load that just never leaves. Before the trip, you're booking the flights. And for this one, we wasn't booking no flights. So that took out the stress because if we're driving, we get to just pack everything into the car we want. So that was great. I was taking stuff for the family reunion, like the shirts and the beach bags. So doing flights would have been more stressful, but you're booking the flights. You got to get the right itinerary. You got to get a cheap itinerary. Then you got to pack. And for my family, I pack for myself and the 3 and 5-year-old, the 14-year-old, and the 43-year-old has to pack for themselves. But it's still stressful for me to pack for these little kids. But you know what? Hey, let me give my 5-year-old some credit. He did pack. He packed for himself like 4 weeks before the trip. Mommy packed. So I opened his bag like a week before the trip. I'm like, all these clothes have been in here for a few weeks. I'm like, are these your clothes and Egypt's clothes? A 3-year-old. He's like, yeah, I packed for Egypt too. I'm like, you are so cute. Granted, they were the wrong clothes. Like they were like sweats and stuff for like a trip that's going to be 89 degrees. But he packed for both. So obviously I took that stuff out, put in the stuff that he is going to wear. So I'm telling his brother, I'm like, yeah, I packed for you. He's like, no, Legend packed for me. I'm like, okay, fine. Give him credit. He packed for you. So anyway, there's the stress before the trip. There's the packing, planning the activities. And we didn't really plan any much activities in advance. Honestly, some people, they stress about that certainty of needing to have the activities planned beforehand. Me, I'm good. But coordinating schedules with other people, that can be stressful too. Because again, this wasn't a trip with just us. It's my sister, my brother-in-law, my extended family, my mom, my brother. So honestly, I was so focused on the kids that I couldn't even coordinate with anybody else. I'm just like, you go do your thing. Like there was a time where they took a nap where me and my husband were able to get out. And then there were some times at night where we were able to get out after they were sleeping because the team was in there. But let's face it, when the teen gets older and able to watch the kids, the teen is also old enough to want to do what he wants. Who said that? No one prepared me for that. I'm like, wait, son, you actually want to go to the teen club? Because I was like, okay, we're going out tonight, your dad and I. So you can go out, but come back by 10:15. He's like, I'm not going to go out then. That doesn't make sense. What do you mean? Well, the teen club is open from 10 to 1. So it doesn't make sense for me to go at till 10:15. I'm like, okay, fine. So the parents went out first. We came back, I don't know, 11:30 and let him go out. But we needed to sleep anyway because, again, we were going to drive 11 hours back home the next day. But I'm like, this bro got a whole life. That's cool. It's cute. Coordinating schedules, even within our family. And then during the trip, you're trying to find food, find the outfits, what are we going to wear, manage the meltdowns, keeping track of belongings, safety monitoring, bedtime routines. Is there even a routine? I am sorry. My kids did not brush their teeth at night. They brush them in the morning, but they fall asleep in the stroller on the way. I'm not waking you up to brush your teeth. But anyway, so there's all of that during the trip. And, during the trip, you're the parents, you're the nurse, you're the referee, you're the entertainment director, you're the logistics coordinator, you're all those things for these little kids. And of course, that's going to get overwhelming. I realized I wasn't on vacation. I was just parenting with a nicer view. Yeah. Not just on vacation, just parenting with a different view. At least it was a nice view. But why are we expecting not to parent when we're on vacation? I don't know. I know I'm easygoing on vacation. I guess expect them to be easygoing, but let's not forget, you as the parent are tired. They're tired too. So when they're tired too, they're more stressed, more meltdowns. Okay. All right. Parenting is wonderful and it's also stressful. And it's okay for it to be both of those things. Cue the 5-year-old showing the unicorn. You are showing me this. That is so beautiful. He loves rainbows. And so he's coloring rainbows. Say hello to the audience, son.
Poopy.
All right. We'll take Poopy. That's fine. But anyhow, so parenting can be wonderful. I say that it's both a stressor and it's also a joy. I've always said that. Let's just be real. It's normal. It's going to be both. And that's okay. You can't expect it to not be stressful. Parenting is hazardous to mental health. I said that millions of times. Surgeon General released an article about 18 months ago. Hazardous to mental health. We know that. Research consistently shows that parenting is rewarding, but that is also associated with increased stress. Of course, sleep deprivation, emotional overload, reduced personal time. And that's the thing, why I feel like vacationing with kids is just worse than parenting at home. Or maybe I should say why parenting on vacation is worse than parenting at home. Because look at this. I get my me time. I'm talking to you right now. They're out there doing their thing. They're coloring, watching TV, got some bluey on. But it's like when you're on vacation, you can't do that. You're cooped up. We have 2 connecting rooms. So we have space. There's a room for the kids, a room for hubby and I. But 2 small cabins or staterooms on the cruise is not the same as a 6-bedroom house. Not trying to one up anybody, but I'm just saying. Loving your children and being overwhelmed by parenting are not mutually exclusive. You can be both, and that is normal. There's just pressure that many parents feel to act like every moment is magical, but it is not. Every parenting moment is not magical. But like him showing me this stuff right now, magical, literally. Unicorns are magical. So it's just like, okay, this is magic. But what happens when your coping strategies disappear? I said it, and I'm going to continue to say it. Self-care makes you a nice parent. Self-care makes me a nice parent. It keeps me a nice parent. It maintains my mental health. I love to run. I do those things. I have my me time. I do my deep breathing, my gratitude, my grounding. I have all those things, but on vacation, you lose your normal. You don't do those things in your routine. You just don't. Because a lot of people feel like you shouldn't be working out on vacation or eating healthy. I try to do that, but it's different. That exercise routine out the door, that sleep schedule out the door, healthy habits, it didn't even come in the door. Alone time, think again. Quiet time, what's that? Meditation, journaling, no. When your usual coping strategies aren't available, what do you do? What do you do? You have to have a self-care routine that you do on a day-to-day basis, but then you really have to plan ahead. When I can't do this thing, what will I do? For me, of course, like I said, I run. And I knew I wasn't going to run as much. I brought the workout clothes in preparation. I knew I wasn't going to run as much. Usually on vacation, you're doing a lot of walking, especially on a cruise. Even if you're not intentionally like working out, walking, you're doing a lot of walking. So I wasn't worried about, I got to get this routine in order to like better my body. It wasn't that. It was just like, I need my self-care, and that's my self-care. So I really had to find the little moments where I do the baby self-care. But yeah, the one video I posted about running up the stairs, I did run around the track 12 times, which was 2 miles. Then they closed the track. Then the gym was closed. So I was like, cool, I'm just going to run up. And I said it was 1 to 13, but it's actually floor 1 to 14. And I did that twice. So that was really cool. That was really cool because the endorphins come. That's like medication to my soul. Medication that automatically translates to joy. So that was really awesome for me. But I got that in once. And a lot of times it's just like, do I go out and party or do I work out? So I didn't get a chance to party, but that's the point of talking about this whole vacation burnout. Went out to see a comedy show. The guy, jury's still out on whether he was funny or not. But okay. All right. We're here for some practical tips. Obviously, I like to try to leave you with some practical tips, not just talking about the definition. Now that you know what it is, you know how to name it. You have experienced it. What are 5 ways to protect your mental health on vacation? Okay. Lower your expectation for perfection. Why does it have to be a perfect vacation? Why does it have to be like this Instagram vacation? Stop chasing that. Why do you got to get this perfect Instagrammable photo? We bought the photo package, so we made sure to get those photos, but I barely took pictures. Like I took some, but not as much as I usually take. I'm like not scrolling too long. Like it's like, what? Not that many pictures. But I was just like, screw it. I'm not trying to post anyway. So lower the expectation for perfection. That's really what's it as the first option. And cue the 3-year-old. Come in the other door. I don't know why you locked the door, locked them out. All right, honey. He's your little brother. So there's vacation burnout, and then there's multitasking and trying to do a podcast burnout when the kids interrupt. Okay. I'm literally almost done. Come here. Why don't you guys help me with this? Why don't you help me? Come here. Egypt. Egypt. Come here. Look at your face. Say hi to the audience. Say hi to the audience. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay. And then they don't listen. And then they don't listen. All right. I'm going to get through this really quick because the point of me doing this while watching the kids is to show you how kids can get. And they're. Come here, son. Come here. Egypt. Lower your expectations for perfection. The podcast isn't going to be perfect either. Number 2, practice micro moments of joy. So even through this is kind of like how the vacation was. Look for the sunset, a laugh, a good meal, a family photo. Taking deep breaths. I don't like that they're doing this, but it just shows that you can maintain calm when kids break down. Use grounding techniques. Hey, he's not even doing anything. You're approaching him. You're approaching him, legend. He's having fun. Can you go upstairs to your room? He's not doing anything. You're approaching him. Can you go upstairs? Go upstairs and lock your door. Use grounding techniques. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, deep breathing. What are 5 things you can see? 4 things you can hear. 3 things you can touch or taste. Use your senses and count how many. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mindful observation. And that is the perfect example of what kids do. They interrupt things. But a bit of advice. Multitasking is great, but if the other thing you're multitasking against is parenting, doesn't always work. But I said, let me do this. Of course, this is a recording. As you can see, I was able to pause it. But anyhow, let me do this while I have the kids because we're talking about parenting and how it just never takes PTO. I mean, I'm still on a vacation day, but I'm still parenting and focusing on that. So we were talking about some strategies, ways to protect your mental health on vacation. We talked about lowering that expectation of perfection. Throw it out the door. It's gone. It never came in. Practice micro moments of joy. And I definitely had to do this when the kids were acting up. I mean, music was playing. I'm like, yeah, this is great. They had the division of the pool where there were it wasn't really necessarily adult side because there were kids over there, but it was like the party side. And there was a definite kid area where I was with my little kids because that's where the little kids go. But I could hear the Cupid shuffle. I could hear the wobble. And I was just over there by myself doing the Cupid shuffle and doing the wobble because, yeah, I have to be over here watching my littles, but I am still going to enjoy myself. So it's something as small as a sunset, just something that makes you laugh, enjoying a good meal or family photo or just moments of gratitude, moments of presence, just sitting there and being present. And that goes into using the grounding technique. So I was trying to explain when they came in the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the way the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method works is that you're using your 5 senses. So it doesn't have to be in this order, but it could be what are 5 things I see in front of me? 4 things I can hear right now. 3 things I can touch. 2 things I can smell. 1 thing I can taste. Again, doesn't have to be in that order, but it gets you out of your head because anxiety allows you to just keep on going and erasing thoughts and going down that burnout, slippery slope down into depression. So if the second your kid acts out, you start thinking about they are terrible and no, I'm a terrible parent and everything's terrible and life is terrible. So what? Get out your head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Practice those grounding techniques. Do the deep breathing. The deep breathing kicks you from that anxiety, sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight system back into that relaxation. And just mindful observation. I definitely did a lot of that. I mean, mindful observation, the grounding, the deep breathing, those are things you can do in microseconds. You don't have to get away for an hour because you got to go do that run or 30 minutes to work out. These grounding techniques are very important when it comes to the little seconds of relief, of joy that you can have when your day is just not going as well or that moment isn't going as well. So the 4th thing is practicing gratitude without guilt. Instead of saying, I should be enjoying every second of this, just say, this is hard and I'm grateful. And that was helpful for me because no, I did not enjoy every second of that vacation, every minute, every hour of that vacation. But there definitely were a lot of moments that I did enjoy. But I was just like, I know this is going to pass. This is a rough vacation, but the next vacation is going to be great, whether I take the kids or not. And the next vacation is a family vacation. We're going to Colombia because my father-in-law lives there and it's his 80th birthday. So we are taking the kids. But it's just that those positive affirmations that you give yourself, like, it's going to be okay. This is just it for now. It's stressful for now. I'll make sure I get some rest. What do I need to do to be a nice parent, to be a patient parent? Last thing is schedule recovery after vacation. A lot of times I don't get a chance to have a day off after vacation. This time I do. And it's really great when you can. Even if it's not the day or a few days after vacation, just plan that immediate recovery at some point soon after the vacation. Don't immediately jump back into full speed. It's just really difficult, especially after a rough vacation where you've had vacation burnout, whether it's because the kids were there or not. But give yourself rest, hydration, sleep, movement, all the things that you need, because recovery is part of the vacation. I mean, recovery should be the vacation. Vacation should be recovery. But the point of this is that it's not. So the real goal of family vacations should be, connection. Maybe it's not relaxation, but it's connection. So if you at least focus on the connection, then that can help change your perspective and change how the vacation goes. I mean, the things that make a vacation difficult, like if you had a delayed flight, a canceled flight, the tantrum, the lost luggage, kids aren't going to necessarily remember that, but they're going to remember the adventure. They're going to remember they did something, that they learned something, that they saw something new. They're going to remember the laughs and the family time. They will remember those things. Parenting doesn't take PTO, but your joy doesn't either. I mean, a lot of times we maximize the catastrophes, but we don't realize the joy is there too. You can do both. You can experience exhaustion, but also have joy. Experience anxiety, but then realize peace is just around the corner if you have your gratitude and practice your self-care and grounding and deep breathing. You don't need a perfect vacation to create meaningful memories. Meaningful memories can come about too. Maybe there's some good days, maybe there's some bad days, but then there's also some good days. Sometimes the most healing thing isn't rest, it's just connection. So just remember that when it comes to vacation burnout, just know that it's real, but you can get through it. That's all I got to say. Thank you for listening. This has been an Enjoy Life production. If you're in a crisis, don't hesitate. Call, text, or chat 988 for immediate support. Please note, this podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional treatment. If you're looking for therapy or medication management through Enjoy Life, visit www.drenjoylife.com to request a consultation. I'm licensed in 13 states. I accept Aetna in Georgia, Florida, and Virginia. Be sure to grab your copy of the Enjoy Note to help you on your wellness journey. Also check out Inspired Joy for the wife, mom, boss to help you balance it all without losing yourself. Better yet, get the full Joy bundle for just $45. Remember, Journey to Joy Live is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, may you continue to transform stress into joy.